welcome to Yoga 413. My name is Tauni, and today's class is going to focus on strengthening your back. So keep that in mind throughout the class, and if your back is feeling a little tender today, I'll be providing you some cues that might help. And if you enjoy this video, I invite you to subscribe and hit that like button. I would really appreciate it. Let's get started. So just come to a comfortable seated position on your mat. Your hands can just rest comfortably on your knees. I invite you to close your eyes for just a moment and start to turn your entire focus to your breath. Begin to lengthen the breath and even out the breath. Breathing deeply from your belly. Bringing your hands to the heart, I invite you to set a personal intention for your practice. And let's open those eyes, reach the arms up over your head. Taking that right arm to the mat and just lean it over, stretching through that left side body. Begin to reach both arms back up. And then exhale into the stretch on the other side, just using your hand for support. Beautiful, reach both arms up. We're going to gently twist over your right shoulder, just taking that left hand to the knee. As you inhale, maybe sit up a little bit taller. Exhale, turning gaze over the shoulder. Begin to reach both arms up. And exhale to the other side. Again, as you inhale, focus on length. Exhale, deepen the twist, but never forcing. Let's reach those arms back up. And then just bring the hands to the heart center. We're going to turn to the edge, to the long way on your mat and come into Child's Pose. So taking the knees wide, feet are touching. Go ahead and come on down. Just resting your head comfortably on the mat or stacking your fists and resting your forehead there. Begin to lengthen your arms out as far as you can. Feel the fingers spread wide, drawing even more length into the back. Begin to walk your hands over to the right side, again stretching into the left side of the body. So just lean, you can shift your hips into that direction. And then just start to walk the hands through center over to the other side, over to the left, gently shifting your hips to the right and stretch. Let's come back to center. One more big inhale and exhale, just drawing length into the back. We're going to come up into your tabletop, so draw your hands back under shoulders, knees under hips. As you inhale, I want you to start to look up, coming into cow pose, start to engage the muscles in the back. And then as you exhale, round the spine up for cat pose, drawing chin towards chest. Try that again. As you inhale, open everything up, shoulders slide down your back. Exhale, round and stretch. One more time, inhaling, opening up, and exhale, tuck that tailbone, round the spine. Beautiful. We're going to walk the hands forward, and you're just going to come down onto your mat. Bring your hands right by the chest. Legs are lengthening out behind you, As you inhale, I want you to just try to draw your chest away from the floor. Nice and low, elbows are in towards the rib cage. And then gently lower down. We're going to try that again, keeping the elbows bent. So inhale, lift. So engage the muscles in the back. rather than pushing so much through the hands. Gently start to lower. Lift one more time into a cobra pose. Really engage the muscles in the back. We're strengthening the back here, opening up the front of the body. Let's gently come down. You're going to keep your knees on the mat, tuck the toes, and then just press up into a supported plank, and we're going to hold right here. So you want your back nice and straight and the belly's lifting up and in. Go ahead and lift the hips all the way up. We're going to go into our first down dog. You're welcome to just alternate bending your knees, pedaling out your feet. Be sure the fingers of the hands are spread wide and you're putting weight into the fingers. That will help take any pressure off to the wrist. And now let's just find downward facing dog. And again, if your back is feeling a little tender today or maybe a little tight, just go ahead and keep a slight bend in the knee in order to just lengthen the spine and come into a nice stretch. We're going to start to walk the hands back to the feet, softening, bending the knees as we go. Place the belly down on those thighs. Cradle your elbows into your palms. We're going to come into Ragdoll Pose. Again, we're focusing today on the back, so you can keep those knees as deeply bent as you need to in order to lengthen that spine. And you're welcome to stay still, or if you'd like to just gently sway side to side. Again, just listen to your body, what feels good for you. And then just find stillness right in the center. Taking the hands down to the mat, walk your hands out, and we're going to come into plank pose. And supported, if you'd like more support today, just drop your knees to the mat at any time. Again, though, we're working on strength of the core and that back. So just breathe, never holding your breath. Eyes are slightly forward. Lift those hips back up for downward facing dog. So now we're going to step our feet forward to the hands near the top of your mat. As you inhale, lengthen the spine, hands to shins, half lift. Keep breathing here. Then come into your fold. Again, bend those knees as much as you need to today. Inhale, lengthen that spine, gaze forward, shoulders back. Exhale and fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale and fold. This time as you inhale, reach your arms up over your head, bringing the hands to the heart center. Let's reach the arms up, gazing up. Swan dive to your forward fold, hinging forward at the hips. Lengthen the spine, half lift. Exhale to your fold. Stepping back to plank pose. We're going to take our knees to the mat. Lower all the way down to the mat. Nice and slow. Now peel that chest up for cobra pose. Release down. Keeping the knees down, press up to supported plank. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Stepping your feet forward. Lengthen your spine, stretch it out. Exhale and fold. Let's reach the arms all the way up, bringing the hands to the heart center. Sit back into chair pose. Arms reaching up, knees bent. Bringing the hands back to the heart. So we're going to leave our right foot, toes going straight forward. We're going to step right back to warrior two. Shoulders over hips, gazing forward. Start to straighten that forward leg, reaching out over, coming into triangle pose, gazing up if it's comfortable for your neck. And don't worry about how far your hand goes. It can rest on your shin, a block. There's nothing magical about touching the floor. Most important here is just lengthen that spine. Start to come up and re-bend that forward knee for warrior two. Start to lean forward again, coming into angle pose. So maybe bending the elbow and resting that forearm above the knee, or maybe taking the hand down to the ankle or to the mat. Again, it's all about alignment and length. So just feel that pose. Start to come back up to warrior two. Reach that right arm back and start to straighten that right leg for reverse triangle pose. Begin to come up, turn your toes to the corners of your mat, come into sun pose, palms are up, knees bent and opening back. Then let's stand it up. Turn your left toes forward, your right foot comes in to 90 degrees. We're facing the back of the mat now, coming into warrior two. Start to straighten, coming into triangle pose, Trikonasana. Reach, lengthen through both waist and down. So a real nice stretch through both side bodies here. Coming back up, bending that knee, warrior two. Be sure that knee is right over that ankle and not collapsing in. Start to lean forward, coming into angle pose. Maybe staying here or taking it down. Just maintain that alignment over that front leg. Lifting back to warrior two. Now start to take that left arm back, straightening the left leg, reach back for reverse triangle pose. Start to come up. We're going to transition, reach your arms up over the head, toes turn out, coming into sun pose again. Breathe. Let's stand it up, reach the arms up, turn your toes in. We're going to go into standing straddle, so hinging forward at the hips. Again, soften those knees if needed. Just relax your head down towards the top of the mat. Now turn and walk the hands to the mat, to the front of the mat again, and you're going to step back to plank pose. So right here, holding plank, fingers spread wide, and always remember the supported is the knees down. So we're all going to take our knees to the mat, lower it all the way down. Take your hands by your sides. We're going to lift into locust pose. So as you inhale, lift the chest away from the floor, lift the back of the legs, keeping them straight. If I had to pick one pose for strengthening your back, this would be it. It's wonderful for you. Just breathe. And release. So from here, we're going to go into half bow. So go ahead and extend your right arm and bend the left leg. reaching back. So if this pose is not accessible to you, repeat locust. So on that inhale breath, again, you're going to lift the back of the legs and the arm. Begin to release, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side, half bow. So taking the right hand back to the right ankle, or you repeat locust again. So as you inhale, lift, pressing the foot into the hand, lifting that left arm up. And release. So we're going to go into full bow now, or again, you can just repeat locust. In fact, I'm going to start in locust pose. So as you inhale, lift up for locust, make the choice to stay or to bend and reach back for the feet and press feet into hands for bow pose. And gently release. Let's come back into child's pose. Stretch that out. It was a big strengthener for your back, so go ahead and relax those muscles. So now we're going to lift up into tabletop again, and we're going to go into, I call it spinal balance. A lot of people call it bird dog pose. Extending your right arm forward and left leg back. And we're going to hold this. Careful that we never hold our breath, but hold the pose. Find your balance. I personally like to flex my foot and press back through the heel. It helps me engage the muscles and focus on keeping everything nice and long. We're going to release and switch sides. You might find one side is easier than the other, and just lengthen. Go ahead and release. I want to do that one more time on each side. So inhale and extend. So great for your core muscles, especially your back. Go ahead and release and switch sides. Again, inhale, lengthen that body, get that leg as straight as you can. And release. Let's go back into downward facing dog. Feet and arms, shoulder and hip distance apart, just gazing through the feet. And again, always can keep those knees a little bit bent. So now you're going to start to bring your feet forward and have a seat on your mat. We're going to go down right into bridge pose. Another great strengthener for your back side. So bend the knees, feet to the floor, your heels are down, arms at your sides. Begin to press up. Now just walk or shimmy those shoulders together underneath you. Some of you might interlace your hands, chest expansion, totally up to you. Strengthen the glutes and the back. Let's go ahead. If your hands are interlaced, let them go. Come down, hug your knees to your chest. So you can either rock up to have a seat or just roll to one side, help yourself up. We're going to extend both legs out. Take a breath, reach up nice and long, and then hinge forward, stretching into that low back. Again, you can always soften the knees here. You don't have to come super low. I just really want you focusing on just keeping your back nice and long today. Just feel a nice stretch. Since that's our focus of the class, just be mindful of that. Let's come up. We're going to bend that right knee. Just bring that foot right to the mat. Sit it up tall. Left arm reaches up. And we're gonna twist. You can either wrap your arm around that knee or take the elbow outside of that knee, gazing over your right shoulder. Let's come back, and we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So just pulling that left foot in, sit it up tall, right arm up. Either wrap that arm around or take that elbow outside of that knee and just turn and gaze. Let's come back to the center. We're going to do one more fold. See if we can find just a little bit more space in the body. Reaching the arms up, hinging forward from the hip creases, and come down. Inhale some length, exhale, release. So oftentimes tight hamstrings can lead to some low back issues. And so I'm trying to throw in enough stretching here for the hamstrings and that low back. Just really important to keep some mobility there in the spine. So now we're going to bring it right back down to the mat. So go ahead and lay it on down, hugging the knees into the chest. So we're going to take our left foot down and we're going to extend our right leg up. I want you to worry about just getting your legs straight here. I want you to, again, we're focusing on the hamstring. If you had a towel or a strap, you could use it around the bottom of your foot. I don't have one with me today, so I'm just going to grab on just in a comfortable spot. And then I'm just going to gently pull, but never force that stretch, keeping both hips down on the mat. So now go ahead and just lengthen that leg out. And then bend that knee, and we're going to switch sides, taking the left leg up. Again, just straighten as much as you can. Reach up wherever it's comfortable. It might be here. Doesn't matter. Just give me a gentle pull to where you feel that stretch in that hamstring, keeping the hips down on the mat. Now lengthen that leg out, and then bend it in. We're going to hug the knees into the chest, gently rock from side to side. Little massage here for your back. We're going to keep the right knee in this time. Extend that left leg out. I want you to give me just a really nice pull, taking that knee down as far as you can comfortably. Just find their edge. That knees to the outer part of the chest. Keep that left leg nice and active, extending out. Now we're going to let go of that leg just a little bit, just loosen it up and go into your spine twist. Trying to keep both shoulders on the mat. You'll turn and gaze down that right arm as you twist to that left side. Let's come back and extend that right leg out. You're going to pull the left knee in this time. Gentle pull, all while lengthening through that right leg. Gently release and go into your twist. Taking that left arm out, gazing down that left arm. Let's bring it back, hug knees to chest. From here, we're going to go into happy baby pose. So we're going to lift our feet up over our knees. You can always grab on here if this is better for you. I tend to take my peace fingers around the big toe, thumb on top, and then use my upper body to pull down. And you're trying to connect your back all the way to your tailbone onto that mat. Now let's just bring the soles of the feet together, gently lower down to Reclining Butterfly. Your hands can just rest on your midsection. Go ahead and just close your eyes. And then extending the legs out for final relaxation for Shavasana. Arms just resting at your sides. Probably one of the most important poses of the entire class. To just be still, take a minute or two throughout your day for just complete quiet and stillness. I'll be back in just a moment. Start to wiggle the fingers and toes coming out of Shavasana gently, whatever that looks like for you. I like to take a little stretch and then just roll to that right side into that fetal position and take a moment to just check in. Set your attitude for the rest of the day. And then go ahead and help yourself up to have a seat on your mat. Reaching those arms up. Bringing the hands to the heart center. And from my heart to yours, namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for class today. I hope you have a blessed day. We'll see you next time.